What's up, folks? Jang here from ultimaterc.com with another haul. This came in literally just minutes ago, and I immediately fired up the studio lights to open this up to show you what's inside. This stuff came from HobbyKing. Ooh, yes. What else? Anything else in there? Yep. Maybe not. Packing material. Oh well. Okay. Like I said, HobbyKing ordered this stuff from the US warehouse, and it got to me in 2 or 3 business days here in California. Pretty darn good shipping there. And let's see what we got inside. Well, first of all, the big thing, let me just get that out of the way. This is something that I just added to my order at the last minute when I was just looking for additional small things that I could bundle together. It's just a cutting mat. It's their generic brand cutting mat. I've got a spot in my workshop. I've got several kind of work stations in my workshop, and one of them is the dirty station where I do a lot of cutting and also dremeling and stuff. And I didn't have any protection on the main surface itself. It started to get cut up. So for the longest time, I've been telling myself to get a cutting mat, and finally I got a cutting mat. It cost, I don't know, $5 or something like that. Unfortunately, this actually doesn't look the same as the one that was in the picture. The one that was in the picture showed like a protractor at one corner, a little bit different detail on it. But this, I mean, it's a cutting mat for $5, so I'll take it. It's a lot better than the cut up surface that I have on my table there. This is a battery, a LiPo battery, as is this. Another one. These are Zippy 1800s, and a lot thinner. God, a lot thinner than I realized they would be. But I'm going to use these in my 1/16 scale Traxxas vehicles. Definitely could have gotten something thicker than this, but I think these were the best ones that they had in stock that I was certain would fit in my vehicle. And again, super cheap. I think these were $6 or $7 a pop, you know, which is awesome. And the Merv doesn't really need a lot of power. And the LiPos, anything LiPo will pretty much be better than the stock nickel metals. This is an electric anemometer. It is a wind meter. So now when I go out to test the lower end park flyer type of ready to fly aircraft, and also stuff for rcmania.com, the toy grade stuff, I can actually see exactly what the wind conditions are. I'm sure this isn't going to be perfect, but it's a lot better than going yeah, it feels like about, you can do a little bit better than that, but now I can actually have actual readings on that. And this was pretty cheap. I don't remember exactly how much it cost, but now I've got one of those finally. This is another LiPo pack. Of course, every order that I make to HobbyKing is going to be going to have LiPos in it. Why do I get the feeling that this is like something about this is very much like the G-Force pack to me that I tested? I wonder if they're from the same place. I don't know, but anyway, it's a Zippy hard case 5700 milliamp hour 50C pack. This is one, the Zippy brand is one of the cheaper ones. Flight Max. It's one of the cheaper ones that you can get, cheaper brands that you can get from HobbyKing in a hard case configuration, and it comes with these silly polarized bullet connectors that are super bulky, really thick 10 gauge wire. That's crazy. The wire's going to handle way more than these connectors will, but I just wanted to pick up one of these because they were pretty cheap, and I want to see how they actually perform compared to the Gens Ace and the G-Force and the Nanotechs, within the same kind of range, because these end up being cheaper than the Gens Ace with shipping, and a 5700 milliamp hour 50C rating. It's higher than the Gens Ace ones that I'm used to. I mean, Gens Ace has newer, more higher spec ones now, but they cost more. So I'm going to check this out and see how well that does in comparison. I always like the cheap stuff, especially if I can get good performance out of them. And then this one is a black box. I finally have a black box for RC recordings of data. No, it's another Nanotech, because I put out my Nanotech review of the 5600 milliamp hour, what was it, a 50C? And folks, and it did okay, but started losing capacity as well as voltage pretty quickly. And I've seen a lot of folks say that they didn't last a long time. So my results have been consistent with what I've seen from others. However, then immediately folks started coming in and saying, oh, well, my 6600 milliamp hour 65C is way better than my Genze 5040C. Well, duh, it had better be. What I previously reviewed was not a 6600 milliamp hour 65C. It was a 5600 milliamp hour 50C, if I remember right. So now I've got the 6600 65Cs were out of stock, but I picked up a 6000 milliamp hour 6 amp hour 65C. So this is a different cell entirely from the 5600 milliamp hour one, and I'll be trying this out. I also have another relatively high spec battery that I have not told you about, that I will not reveal until it's a surprise after I've done testing, that I'll be able to compare something like this to. Also, this should be a somewhat fair comparison with 6000 compared to the GeForce 6000 milliamp hour. The GeForce has a lower C rating, but at least the same capacity, so getting a little bit closer in there. I like to try to compare apples to apples as much as possible, and when I don't compare apples to apples, I tell you outright what the differences are. You know, if I compare an apple to a pear, I let you know that the pears are always going to be softer. At least the American style pears, when they're fully ripe, will always be softer than an apple. And you know, I'm upfront about that stuff. But regardless, here we go, a higher spec Nanotech battery that hopefully will do better in the four-wheel drive vehicles with the 550 sized super motor. And then I've got another low spec, relatively low spec, or at least low cost battery here, which, who knows, that might actually turn out to be pretty good for the price. Got a couple for my Traxxas Minis, and I got my Anemometer, which sounds like anemone. Maybe it's for measuring anemone movement under the waves or something. I don't know. Anyway, that's what came in along with the cutting mat from HobbyKing. So I'll be testing this stuff up. Don't expect full-on reviews for each of these, but if I feel like it, I will. If I get good data, I will definitely share the stuff. This is mostly just for my own use, but again, if I get any good stuff, I will share it with you guys. So that's it for this one. Until next time, bye for now.